It's time for yet another transition. My name is Gabby, and I am a Christian life coach that has recently been focusing on grief. And if you've been following me for the past couple of months over on Instagram, I am transitioning over to YouTube. I do want to do more long form content. I don't really want to stop focusing on grief coaching, and I don't want to stop offering life coaching services, but I just want to change my approach a little bit. Grief coaching is something that I'm definitely passionate about because it's something that I've experienced. I've lost my dad a few years ago to pancreatic cancer. I've faced the battle of infertility and all those struggles and hardships that come along with that. But I have noticed that grief coaching makes me feel so limited. And I decided to focus in on specifically on grief coaching because when you're starting a business, you do have to focus a lot on marketing, and a lot of the recommendations is to niche down and to be hyper specific. But I feel that that's very limiting because do I want to start a business? Yes. Do I need to generate income? Yes. But it's not really aligning with what I feel my purpose and calling to be. So that is still part of what I want to do and offer to people. But this whole journey started because I had a desire to share. I had a desire to share my experiences, to share my insights, because I want to help. I feel like I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. I've learned a lot, and I want to be there for people because nobody was there for me. I love my family very dearly, and I understand why things happened the way they did. But my childhood, like most people, was very dysfunctional. But I very recently realized that I didn't have the kind of support that I wish I would have. I never knew my mom. My dad was so broken, looking for belonging and ultimately looking for God, which he was able to find at the very end. I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for that. But even though things did end on a relatively good note, it doesn't erase what happened. Or you could say what didn't happen. Nobody was really involved in my life growing up. I didn't have anybody pouring into me. I was left really to raise myself, even though there were people taking care of me the best that they could. I went back and forth between my dad and my grandma, which was hard. Feeling unloved, feeling like a burden, feeling like a burden on people. And my grandmother, I'm so thankful she did what she did. She didn't have to take me in those long periods of time. She didn't have to go through all the stress and the pressure to have another mouth to feed when she was, barely making it for herself. Another mouth to feed, more clothes to wash, having to worry about getting me to and from school every day. She didn't have to do all that, and I'm so grateful. And I know the life she came from, so I completely understand why. But there was no one investing in me, nobody becoming part of my life. My needs were met. I was safe, I was fed, I was clothed, but that was it. I went to school, and my only objective was to not get a D or an F. My only objective was just pass. So nobody explained to me, why am I going to school? What's the purpose of school? what do I have to look forward to? There's a future that I can make for myself. Nobody told me these things. So once the goal was met, okay, I didn't flunk or I didn't get a D, so that knowledge is not really stored. It's not utilized properly because I have no reason for it. I didn't see the point in going to school. I didn't see the point in life because nobody was there to really guide me, invest in me, mentor me, lead me. I didn't have that growing up. And I carried that into my adulthood. I grew to be very independent because of that. And ultimately, it turned into isolation in a sense. Because now, and if there's somebody that's watching this that knows me or that is in my circle right now, my inner circle, please don't take offense to this. But just in all honesty, now I'm not sure if I even have a single friend. What does it really mean to have a friend? I mean, yes, I could say I have friends, but I don't have any close friends. I'll put it that way. I don't have any close friends. I have friends. I have people that I would consider family in a strange way, but they don't really know me. And that's because I have been so independent all my life. I have been so self-guided. Everything has been based on me. If anything was going to happen in my life, I was going to get it done. But because I was not taught or mentored or, given any kind of real guidance on anything growing up, I don't really know what's out there, what's for me to do. So anything that's being done in my life is so limited. So in my life, I've felt very alone, and I've gotten used to it. So now the people that are in my life currently are people that I pour into. Those are people that come to me when they're struggling. They come to me when they need advice. They come to me, a couple of them that I'm very grateful for. And just in the recent years, because we recently moved about an hour away from our previous city. Sorry. Okay, hopefully she stops. But it wasn't until recent years that people actually started to notice if I was struggling or if I wasn't my usual self, and have actually checked in on me. And that's really when I noticed that I haven't been able to open up to anybody. I'm not close to anybody, but other people are close to me. So with all that being said, I want to, as of right now, I want to share my journey of finding myself. I want to build connections. I want to develop my speaking skills, my speaking ability. Because I am very introverted, I don't get a lot of interaction with people. I have Walmart delivery, so I don't really do a lot of in-person shopping. So the most interaction I have with people is during church services, which is Wednesday, Sunday. Sometimes we, have music practice, because I'm part of the praise team at my local church. So sometimes we have music practice and I get more interaction there. Me and my husband would teach Bible studies during the week, but that's been put on hold for a couple of months. So my in-person human interaction is very limited, so I don't get a lot of practice speaking. So moving forward with this channel and my business, the business aspect of it is going to take a back seat. It's not going to go away. If those of you that know me just so happen to be watching this, I'm going to keep pursuing my business just in a different way. Income is going to take a back seat. It can't vanish because we need money to survive. but it's definitely going to take a back seat, and my calling is going to take the front seat. So I'm not niching on this channel. I'm going to focus on doing what I feel God calling me to do. I will continue to offer coaching services. I will continue to offer my grief journal that I have created, and everything will be on my website. I may also continue to share thoughts about grief here and there, but mainly more of the life coaching, mentorship, if you can put it that way. I want to be able to offer insights that can help other people, because I know how it is when no one's there for you. You have no one to talk to, or you're wondering about, what to do in certain instances. Like, there's an old video I came across today, actually, going through some old files, trying to clear up storage on this computer over here. And it was talking about diligence. So I watched it, and it was from several years ago. And I think I will repost that to this channel, because it was really good, and I really needed the reminder. But it's just stuff like that, how to diligence, and I cover how to deal with difficult people. And it's a lot about guarding your heart, being diligent to guard your heart. And that does help you deal with difficult people. It helps you deal with gossip, to draw those boundaries, to protect yourself, because the Bible says out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Stuff like that. How to deal with just real life. Daily Christian living. Daily Christian living. That's something that I'm very passionate about. So, if you're still here, if you're still watching this video, thank you. I would love you to join my journey. Part of the techniques, part of the things that I'm going to be implementing going forward is reading. I've already started. I've made time to read a secular book every day. I read for at least 30 minutes. I try to go for an hour before bed, just reading a secular book. I have morning time is when I have my devotion. That's for, obviously reading scripture and prayer and study, however that unfolds each day. But I'm going to be reading more secular books to improve my vocabulary, my speaking, to help with my speaking, because I want to be able to express my thoughts, to relay them. I want to be able to articulate and convey my thoughts and perspectives, to be able to be more of a benefit to you, more of a help to those out there, without having to have a teleprompter like I used to have. I'm tired of that. I want to be able to flow, but out of the abundance of the heart, right? So I want to ingest as much as I can, digest the word, digest history, classic books, the classics. Everybody talks about the classics that speak so eloquently. But if you made it through this video, thank you. If you'd like to join me on this journey, I will be posting as frequently as possible. I even venture to post every day, I know that's a big goal, but I'm going to post as often as I can. If I can post every day, I will. If there's a day I can't post, I won't. But if you'd like to join me on my journey to self-discovery, growth, and daily Christian living, go ahead and hit follow, and I'll see you on the next one.